Yes, it is visible to you. Okay, thank you. Uh, so our today's agenda is Microsoft Azure. We are going to just learn about the basics of Microsoft Azure, and we are going to complete it. Okay. So today and uh, the overall time that will be taken for this particular things will be approximately uh, it will have 1 hour, okay, or less than 1 hour, okay. So let me just start with your Microsoft Azure, okay. So after each session we are going to just I will come back to your screen. If you have any doubt you can ask there, okay, because some technical error I am not able to hear the voice of my system, so that's why. uh, so let us start with Microsoft Azure. So what is Microsoft Azure? As you know that there are many giants company that are providing what? The micro cloud services. Okay. So Microsoft Azure is one of them. Okay. And it provides only two kinds of services. Okay. Which one? That is PaaS and IaaS. That is, it provides platform and infrastructure only. Okay. So now, okay. So Azure provides what? Platform and infrastructure as a service. Okay. And it is quite easy to learn. It is quite easy to deploy most of the things. Okay. Because most of the things are self-explanatory. Okay. You can create your free account for some month. Okay. And so let us start with what Microsoft Azure will. If we use Microsoft Azure as a platform as a service, so what are the pros and cons of it? Okay. So what is the pros and cons of it? So pros are the cost of it is overall low. As we know that why we are using the cloud computing to reduce the overhead of, what is the use of cloud computing? To reduce the overhead of maintenance and other things and to reduce the cost. That is the main objective because cloud computing is cost effective. So here, uh, Microsoft Azure, if we are using platform as a service, the major advantage is it is cost effective. And the next is, okay, it is what? It is automatically updated and being checked. Okay. It means that your Microsoft Azure day to day or in a very frequent time it checks its systems. Okay. So it is less vulnerable to the other issues. Okay. Like security and maintenance and other things. So you can focus over your development and rather than to focus over the maintainability. So it is what? It update automatically and being checked. This is the another what pros of or advantage of your Microsoft Azure. Okay. Now next is uh, whenever the new version of anything development tools are available, it will be get deployed automatically and it is tested by the Azure team. Expert team will test it whether it is working fine or not, whether it's all the requirements, pre-request, whatever the library dependency libraries are there, whether it is met or not, it will be just checked by the Azure team. Okay, so you don't have to care about all these things. You can directly focus over the development. What you want to develop, that you can focus, and how to use that tool, that you have to focus instead of how to maintain that tool. Okay, how to check that tool whether working or not. So it is pre-tested. Okay, the next one is now next is what are the disadvantages of it? Okay, so most important and most crucial disadvantage of it is that it is its portability. Means there can be a different environment at Azure, thus the application might have to be adapted accordingly. Means you have to, there are different libraries and different things, so you have to be taken care about that whether you have developed the application over what you have created. Okay. On the Azure it will be just usable on other platform or not, that is a question mark. Okay. We are not saying that it will not be usable at other platform. It will be, but for some specific platform it will not. It may happen that it will not work. Okay, fine. Next, okay, what if we are using Azure as a infrastructure as a service? Okay, so if we if Azure to use infrastructure as a service, it lets the user to access, manage and monitor the data centers by themselves. Means you have to access, you have to manage and monitor. Means all the control is given to whom? The user. Okay, all the control is given to whom? The user. Okay, so infrastructure means you are going to create some what website, deploy the website. You are going to create what some virtual machines and like that. Okay, so here complete control is given to you. Okay, most of the control is to you, but it had its own advantages and it has its limitation also. So what is the advantages when you are going to use it? When you need, means your organization need the complete control of your system, complete control of the system, whatever infrastructure you have created, that complete control should be to you only or to organization only, then you are going to use this. So I can ask you that when you are going to use, whether you are going to use AWS instance or Azure instance, if I just want to complete control, so you can suggest me one of them. Okay, and you have to justify that. So when we are going to use it, when the complete control is required. Okay, the next one is it facilitates the very efficient design time portability. Means you can change it at the time whenever you need a requirement. Okay, at that time you can change. Means application can be migrated to Windows Azure without rework. Okay, जैसे आपको क्या चाहिए, जैसे नॉर्मली अभी आपका क्या है, मिनी प्रोजेक्ट आपने बनाया है, अब वो मिनी प्रोजेक्ट में आपको PHP वगैरह चाहिए, वो सारी चीजें चाहिए, तो आप यहाँ पर उसी तरीके का वर्चुअल मशीन एक क्रिएट कर लो. नाउ यू कैन इजीली माइग्रेट टू इट. Okay, have you understood this? The next is infrastructure as a service allows quick transition for of service to the cloud, which helps the vendor to offer service to their client easily. Okay, so it just quick transition means whatever you want to change, as you have the complete control of it, you can change immediately. Whatever you want, you can change it immediately. Okay, now what are the cons of it? Okay, so okay, so it's that you have your complete control and you will be binded to that particular what you can say the versions. Okay, so you are not going to be use what the new versions and other things, that will be very difficult, or it will be dependent upon you that whether you want to use or not. Okay, but still there that services are available, you cannot use that. Okay, there may be factor which increase the cost of its operation, like ओके, मैंने पहले ही कहा था आपको, इफ यू आर फ्रीक्वेंट यूजर देन ओनली यू हैव टू यूज योर ओन सिस्टम. इफ यू आर रेयरली यूजिंग दिस सिस्टम, so it will be then you have to use the cloud. So in some cases the cost will get increased. Okay, so I'm coming back to the screen. If you have any doubt, uh, let me just know here. Okay, so do you have any doubt? Everything is clear? Just put a message. Yes, am I audible to you? Okay. So everything is clear now. Have you understood that? Okay, good. Now, how to just where you can find these services? Okay. So these services you can go and just there is a Azure management portal like AWS your dashboard where you can manage all the services. Here you have what Azure management portal. Okay, and it is launched in 2012, which is not so important when it is launched or not. Okay, but where you can find this? Okay, you can create a free trial account also. Okay, by visiting what manage.windowsazure.com. Okay, at that this particular website you will find what your you can create your account and you can log in from here. Have you understood this? Now what are once you are logging, okay, you will be redirected to the dashboard. Okay, and this dashboard will look like this. Okay, here you will find all the services. Let me so here you will find what all the services, and here you will find the different item is that services. Okay, so this is how your it's similar like your AWS. In AWS also we find all the services here. Okay, and their relative items here. Okay, now, what are the different components? Okay, in it. Okay, so the component in Microsoft Azure is the very first one is the compute. Okay, so here you can create the virtual machine, you can create a website. Okay, so this is the compute, means it is related to what your infrastructure. Okay, and next is data management. Okay, so in data management, you are going to use how you can store your data in a schema oriented manner. Okay, so here they are using what, as it is a product of Microsoft. They are using what, SQL server, okay, to store the data in database. Okay, they are using RDBMS to store the data. So if you want to store the data in RDBMS form, schema oriented form, then you can use this component. Okay, the next one is networking. Okay, in networking, okay, so here you can find the different services. Okay, you can create your virtual network also. You can create your IP address. You can give the IP address to your items like you have given to your ऑन प्रीमाइस मशीन. समझो इस चीज को. सपोज आपके ऑन प्रीमाइस मशीन है, हमारी संजीवनी कॉलेज की एक मशीन है जिसका आईपी हम नॉर्मली जो देते हैं 192.168.148 समथिंग लाइक दैट. ओके, सो इस तरीके से हमने आईपी दिया. सेम मैनर में हम यहाँ पर हमारे कोई सर्विसेज है तो उसको भी आईपी असाइन कर सकते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस नेटवर्किंग. आई अंडरस्टूड दिस. Okay, the next is big data and big compute. Okay, so nowadays, as you know that there we know that the data is generating very rapidly and in a very huge manner. Okay, the size of data is very huge, so it needs a specialized tools. Okay, and so for that it provides and it needs a specialized tools to store it. So it provides you HD insight. Okay, it provides you what, a component called as HD insight, which where you can use your data, you can analyze your data with the help of Hadoop. Have you understood this? Do you have any doubt till now? Is it clear now? Just put a message. It is clear now? Okay, good. Next. Next is messaging. Okay. In messaging, what you do is it is not like your SMS and sending message to email like that. Here, you know that in a service-oriented architecture, one service will communicate with another service. So, thus messaging provides you a platform to communicate by the service. If you want to communicate to the service, or if you want to retrieve the some data from service, or one service want to communicate with another service and they want to acknowledge and reply, then they can use what, this messaging service. There are two types of messaging. One is message queue and second one is app service. Okay, so message queue use the storage and app service is just service blocks. Okay, where you can put some messages. Next is sorry. Next is caching. Okay, in caching you have just consider that you have different items in your uh, you have stored your atom on Microsoft Azure. These are the content, yes or no? So this content, if you want to access rapidly, so that's why you need what caching. So is there are two types of caching. It is one is in memory caching, and second one is CDA, content delivery network. Okay, so CDN is one, and second one is what you are in memory. Okay, then next is identity and access. Okay, like IAM service in AWS, it is used to authenticate the users, whether it is authenticate the whether this user is authenticated, whether it has the rights to some particular devices, it particular data or not. It is all if these things are taken care by identity and access. Okay, so they also use what MFA, that is multi-factor authentication. Okay, to check whether user is genuine or not. Next one is the mobile services. Most important, you can develop the different mobile apps. Okay, with the help of this. Okay, you can create what different more mobile apps over this. You can just go to your this service and you can write your own code. You can create your own app with the help of this. Okay, next is backup. As you know that the data is replicated either in the zone or sorry, it will be replicated in zone. It will be replicated over the cloud. Okay, means over the different uh, availability zone regions. And as you know that in cloud, it will be replicated at least three times. It will be replicated at least three times. So this is what your backup is. Okay, and you can also use the Microsoft Azure to take your backup of local files over the cloud. Okay, this is the thing. Next is media. Okay, so you can insert. Okay, you can just share, you can all the things you can, if you want to, you can stream the media, you can just insert the media. All these things you can do with the help of this. Next is commerce. Okay, so you can just buy your application and you can sell your application what you have made over this. Okay, with the help of this mechanism you can buy the other apps. Okay, with the help of this, or you can sell your made apps here. Okay, so it is also important. Next is software development kit. So just remember that it provides you some languages that is supported by Microsoft Azure. Okay, so it provides directly your development kit for that particular language. Like it, which kind of language it supports? It supports Java, it supports .NET, it supports PHP, it supports Node.js, it supports Ruby, and it also supports Python. So these are the some basic examples of what is supported by your what are the SDK provided by Microsoft Azure. And as you know that .NET has multiple language that is supported by .NET, and there are multiple tools also. So this is a very huge pool of languages that is supported by Microsoft Azure. So do you have any doubt now, or is it clear? Understood now? Just put a message here. It is understood now. Okay, good, good, good. Thank you. So let us discuss. We are going to just discuss what compute and storage here. Okay. So let us first discuss what compute. Okay. That is just related to your syllabus only. We are going to discuss that points here. So compute, you can just see here what are available in compute, what you can do in compute. Okay. So what you can do in compute is the very first is web app. Second one is virtual machine. Third one is mobile services that we have just seen. Okay, then cloud services and like this batch services you can use this. Okay, so here we are going to discuss these two. What is that? Web app and virtual machine. Okay. So how you can go here? First, you have to log into Azure account, and then you have to on click on new. Okay, and you have to select compute. In compute, you will select these things. Okay, will be available to you, and you have to select one of them. Now let us start with web app. Sorry. So here you will click on web app. After that, clicking the web app will create and enter the URL you want. Okay, and then choose what a service plan. So here you will select what a service plan. Okay, depending upon what different price model, there are different service what you can say a plan, and here you will put the URL. Okay, so here you will put the URL, and after that this is the second step. After this, what you will do? Okay, when you will go back to the main screen, it will show you the website. Okay, and when you are going to click on the website URL, it will take you to that website. So it will just redirect to that particular website. Okay, so it is what here simply you have to just create. Okay, यानी आप जो website है उसको deploy कर रहे हो यहाँ पर. Okay, so this is the one thing. Next is, okay, similar thing you can do from the gallery also. Okay, this is the mechanism how you can create directly from gallery. Next is create a virtual machine. So how you can create a virtual machine? By clicking over the virtual machine from the list. Okay, and then click from gallery. Here you will have two access. Okay, like this. Wait. Here also you will have the different option custom create and quick. Okay, and from gallery. So from gallery also you have create from custom create means you can create your own custom website, and here the quick one. Similarly here for virtual machine, okay, you will have two options. What is that? Quick create, and next one is from gallery. Okay, so you can select from gallery, and from gallery they will just show you different available things they have created. Okay, that you can create for your virtual machine. These are the different flavors that you can create a virtual machine. Okay, so like this you can select here, and after that what you have to do is choose the configuration detail, fill the details. Okay, and what are that details? Username and password. This will be used to log into your virtual machine. And here the version, okay, then the virtual machine name, which type of you just want to create a basic standard. So I just want to create a basic one, size, okay, and then after that username and password. After this, virtual machine just created, and it will take some time to create it. Okay, it is just not immediately. It will not be created. So it will take this type of means they are going to creating a virtual machine, then creating a web app, and like this they will show you a message. After some time, your operation will get completed and your virtual machine is created. Okay, now, how to connect it? Okay, so first you have to go to where to you can connect it by clicking on connect icon. You will find a connect icon there. Okay, and it will be on this. It will be displayed at the bottom of the screen. Okay, and after that it will save a one file, and its expand. What you can say its extension will be .rpd. Okay, so on your machine. So it will be downloaded. Once it will be downloaded, you have to just double click over that machine. Okay, you have to open that file, and you have to put, when you are going to open that file, you will get screen like this, and you have to here just put your username and password. After that, your virtual machine is you can use your virtual machine. So these are the virtual machine benefits that we have already learned in virtualization. These are the just basic things. Okay, so have you understood this? How to create a web app and let me just come back to your screen. So have you understood how to create a Azure virtual machine and web app? Yes or no? Just put a message here, please. Thank you, one guys. So our next topic is Microsoft Azure storage. Okay. So the storage component of Windows Azure represent durable storage. Okay. As you know that it is for long time. It is what easily accessible. Availability is the one of the feature. Easily accessible, and backup is the another feature. Okay. So what you can store over the Azure? You can store tables. Just I have told you with the help of what? SQL Server. You can store BLOS. What is BLOS? Binary large objects and message queue. These are the things that we can store over this. ओके एंड डिफरेंट थिंग्स BLOS में सभी चीजें आ जाती है फिर आपकी हर काइंड की हर किस्म की फाइल यहाँ पर आप स्टोर कर सकते हैं. The storage can be accessed through HTTP. Okay, so you can access that through HTTP. You can create your own client. Although Window Azure SDK provides you client library. Okay, they provides you what one client library, but you can create your own also. So how you can find here? So in services you will find what data service like compute. You will find what a data service. In data service you will find what a storage. Similarly here you can find what SQL database. Okay, so like this, and this is what your Hadoop and other things are there. Okay, so here you can select storage. After selecting the storage, here you will find what a create, quick create, and after that you have to just use a URL. Sorry. After that, for which reason you just want to create, and then how many replicas you just want to create, and where these replicas you just want to create. Okay, whether inside the zone only, outside the zone, on a different zone, that you have to select here. Okay, so where you can create these replicas. Okay, so where you can create a replicas, you can create locally redundant storage. So it's what copy the data in is created in the same region only. Okay, remember it is in same region. Okay, then next is zone redundant storage, and it is only available for what blobs. Okay, it is only available for what blobs. What is blobs or blobs? It is nothing but a binary large object. So copy of the data is created on separate facility either in the same region or across the region. Okay. The advantage is that even if there is a failure on one facility, the data still can be retained. Okay. Means one, if you are using one service at that time, you can store it for multiple services also. Then next is geo redundant storage. Its copy is created on different regions. If you want to create the but it will have more price. Remember, it will be little bit expensive. So it copy is created on different region, which means that data is retained even if there is a failure of complete region. अगर पूरा का पूरा एशिया का ही सर्वर डंप हो गया, तब भी आप क्या कर सकते हो? आप उसको रिटेन कर सकते हो. But what is the limitation? The number of copy of a data can be created are six in this case. Okay, so how many here? Only three or two, but here you at least six is the case. Okay, you can create how the copies are created how many times? Six times. Similarly, the next one is read access geo redundant storage. These options allow reading of data from a secondary location. Okay, means it allows you to read the data from another, means replicas also, when the data primary location is not available. Like just consider that I have stored my data on Mumbai server. Now I just want to retrieve it. So its backup is taken on Chennai server. So I can just retrieve that from Chennai server also. And how many copies can be created? okay, it's 6. Okay, so 6 copies will be created for this. So these are the what your storage, like your storage classes in S3. Similarly, S3 classes are there now. Yes or no? Okay, similarly here there are how many replicas policies are there. Have you understood this? I'm coming back to your screen. Just put your message yes or no. Have you understood this? Do you have any doubt? Just put a message only. Is it clear? Thank you. Now next is storage account endpoints. Okay, so this is what you have to just, this is the storage account. Okay, so you can just click on storage account in this services here. Okay, and take to the next screen. It will show you a dashboard. This is your dashboard. Here you will find monitor, configure, and other things also, containers and import export also. Okay, so these are accessible through what, the keys. Okay, so it will provide you two keys. One is the primary access key and second one is your secondary access key. How many keys will be provided? Two. Okay, so these two key will be provided to access this storage account. Okay, so the access key is used to authenticate the access storage account, means to check your account whether it is you are correct person or not. Okay, to two access key are provided in the order to access the account without interrupting it. In case one key has regenerated, has to be regenerated. Okay, so here you will have two keys. Okay, to get the access key, click on manage access keys in your account and you will just get this key. So that's it for Microsoft Azure. If you have any doubt, you can ask here. Is it clear now? Everything is clear. I will share the notes today only of AWS also and your what you can say the Azure also. But due to the your screenshot, it looks bigger, but it is not so big. Huh? Remember, ओके आपको लगेगा कि स्क्रीनशॉट्स बहुत सारे हैं उसमें, तो इससे आपको पेजेस ज्यादा नजर आ सकते हैं, लेकिन वो इतनी बड़ी नोट्स नहीं है. ओके, यस, इज इट क्लियर or do you need any explanation? If you have any doubt, you can put here. Okay, Ram, thank you. So thank you, Moksha. Can we go for next slide now? Next part. Hardly it will take 20 minutes. Then we are going to just wrap up this lecture by taking your screenshot only. Okay. So here we have completed our unit number 5. Now let us start with unit number 4. Is this screen is visible to you? Enterprise data store. Okay, okay, good. So what is enterprise data store? So it provides you, it is cost effective, high performance, and ease in management system. Okay, it is normally used in cloud. Okay, so basically there are three types of enterprise data storage. The very first and very raw one, very raw जिसे कहूँगे आप, very first one is your direct attached storage. Okay, and using this, we can implement what? SAN, that is storage area network, and we can create what? Network attached storage. So direct attached storage are your flash drives, your hard disks, your different kinds of SATA, and all the types of storage devices, physical storage devices that are connected to each other is what your direct attached storage. Okay, over this we can the middle layer, the second layer is with the over this is your storage area network, where these devices are connected to each other by the help of network, and one layer is just kept means a middleware is used to treat them as a single device. And after that, over the highest one and most what you can say, the reluctant your storage device is network attached storage device. Okay, it is the topmost layer. Okay, but it cannot be implemented without DAS. First you have to implement DAS, then you have to implement SAN, and then only you can create what? NAS. So first we have physical drives, then we are going to connect them, and we will use middleware, and we will create what? SAN. Okay, now we have created SN. Now we are going to create what? NS. Okay, so what is DAS? Okay, so DAS is the basic storage system providing block level storage. Block means different kinds of things you can just store and use to building SN and NS. Okay, we have already discussed this. The performance of SN NS depends upon DS. ओके, लेकिन एक बात ध्यान में रखो कि डीएस का एक प्रॉब्लम है कि ये हार्ड डिस्क वगैरह ये सारी चीजों पे काम करता है, और ये हार्ड डिस्क हमें पता है कि नाउ डेज इन few decades before and now everything has been rapidly just modified. Okay, they have increased, evolved. Okay, so our processing power is evolved, but our storage power is also evolved, but not so in speed. So they have their limitation that it is not so rapid read write operations. Okay, it is slower. Okay, so this DAS is what? Little bit slower. Understood? Okay, so this is the thing, and it can be used for to make SAN and NAS, and it is directly connected to the your system. Okay, now storage devices used to build a DS storage devices are SCI. Okay, PATA, SATA, SAS, FC, flash drive, RAM. All these things are the part of your DS because it is directly working over the physical drives. Okay, next, storage area network. Okay, so when a multiple hosts want to connect a single storage, okay, means there are n numbers of servers and they need a single storage. At that time, what you will create? You will create storage area network. Okay, so storage area network provides you block level storage. Again, it is a block storage. Okay, simultaneously access is not permitted. Remember this thing. Okay, means you cannot, only one can read that particular storage, remaining has to wait. Okay, so hence it is suitable for cluster environment only. Okay, when you need a clustering, you are going to create a cluster, then only you can use it. Where? Why? Because, yes, why? Because it does not permit simultaneous access. Okay, so when one is accessing, remaining has to wait. Okay, next one is, so how we can implement SN with the help of fiber channel, with the help of internet SCI. Okay, and ATA over the internet. These are the different technologies. With the help of that, we can implement SN. Now, what is NS? When you need a multiple servers, okay, to a single storage, but they have to be accessed. Means this simultaneous access should be permitted. At that time, NAS will be used. Understood? Okay, so what is the difference between SAN and NAS is that NAS is used with the help of implemented with the help of SAN, but here the multiple reads are available. Means multiple hosts can share the single volume, and whereas all the client can access that data at the same simultaneously. Have you understood this? So for file level storage, NAS is used. Okay, so for because multiple files are used by multiple users at the same instance, that's why we are going to use. So it is going to use in cluster. It is going to be user. हेलो. हाँ. किती वेळ थांबणार आहे सर तुम्ही? हाँ ठीक है, ये तो मैं आपके पास 15 मिनट 15-20 मिनट. Sorry for interruption. Am I audible now? Because I have lost my what power supply. Am I audible to all of you? Have you understood SAN, NAS, and DAS? Okay, good, good. ना डेटा स्टोरेज मैनेजमेंट, ये देखो कि पूरा एक टॉपिक है और इसके ये सब पॉइंट है, याद रखना. ओके, तो जब भी ये पूछा जाए अगर आपसे, अगर क्वेश्चन पेपर में आया, तो आपको क्या क्या लिखना है. यू हैव टू राइट डेटा स्टोरेज मैनेजमेंट टूल, यू हैव टू राइट व्हाट स्टोरेज मैनेजमेंट प्रोसेस, you have to write what data storage challenges, and you have to write what unified storage. So these are the four sub heading in this heading. Okay, so data store management, how data store management has been done in cloud. So data store management, first they have to use some sophisticated tools. Okay, to maintaining the storage devices in a tedious okay, so they adopt some what it is very complicated job, so hence they have to use some sophisticated tool to monitor it and to manage these storage devices. Okay, so what is the task they have to do? They have to configuration, they have to look after the configuration, they have to look after the migration, they have to like migration means if you want to switch from one storage device to another storage device. Okay, you have provisioning means suppose customer has asked you that I need 20 GB more data, more storage devices, then you have to provision it. Okay, archiving means you have to just archive all the things. Then next is storage monitoring and reporting. Okay, the so these are the things that what comes under the task of management. Okay, so storage resource management tools includes, now what the tools, what kinds of tools they are using. So they are using configuration tool, provisioning tools, and measurement tool. So configuration tool are to configure the storage. Different things are there, different storage are connected to each other. Okay, they have their own mechanism to just store the data. They have different mechanism for storing. Okay, there are different kinds of storage devices, so they should be configured. So it's configuration. It is the part of configuration tool. Next is provisioning tools. Where I have told you that if I need more data storage, at that time I have to provision it. So I have to just search for the free space and just allocate that free space to my client, or I have to attach one more tool. But it is not immediately we can attach the hard disk. So it will just search for free storage and will just give to that client immediately, and then after they will provision that. Okay, so this is what your provisioning tool. And measurement tool, obviously if we are paying for some storage, so it should be analyzed and measure. Because why it should be measured? Because storage is much costlier than your compute. Okay, storage is much costlier than your compute. That's why it should be analyzed whether it is working properly or not, and it also should be measured. Okay, so to analyze and to measure is the part of measurement tool. Okay, then next, storage management process. So in storage management process, there are three areas that we have to consider. The very first one is the change management. Okay, means whatever the change are required, whether that happened properly or not, that is the change management. Next one is the performance and capacity planning. Means just I have told you in some lecture, I have told you that in cloud we promise 120% instead of 100%. Okay, because we are going to just schedule all these things. So we have to just analyze all the things. We have to plan that capacity and performance also. And tiering. Tiering means what? You are going to just collect small devices now. Okay, to make a huge storage device. Okay, so that is what tiering is. Next, what are the challenges? So there are three major challenges in data storage inside the cloud. Okay, the very first one is massive data demand. What is that? Massive data demand. As you know that the data if we are storing that data and the request to access that data is very high. Okay, the number of requests is very high at that time. This is the one of the challenge. If we have planned for what 100 requests, now we are receiving 120 requests. So how to tackle that? This is the one of the challenge. Second, performance barrier. As I have told you that in past few decades, processing or compute has been evolved very fastly, but your storage is has not evolved so fast. It means that to read write operation is still slower as compared to your computing. Okay, so it generates latency between read and writes and processing. That's why this is the one of the barrier. Next barrier is power consumption and cost. So as the n numbers of devices are connected from different sources, it requires what a huge power consumption, and also the storage devices are okay very costlier, so we have to be plan it very efficient. The next one is unified storage. Okay, so it is what a new unified storage is suggested on the base of what all to solve all these three problems. What are that? Data management tools. Sorry, all these three problems. Data. All these three problems can be solved with the help of this unified storage. This is the proposed system. Okay, right now it is implemented. So this type of storage solution is combination of NAS, SN. Okay, so it is called as NUS, Network Unified Storage. So what we have learned till now, DAS, SN, NAS, and this just combination of SN and NAS, that is NUS. Okay, so it is the unified storage. This type of storage system handles both file and block also. Okay, as we know that network store, sorry, NS what NS deals with file only, and SN deals with block only. So, but here it what it supports both kind of the things. Okay, hence as it has the different kinds of multiple hosts are there, and you need to access that. At that time, you will just use this. The main advantage of this system is reduce cost. Okay, and support fiber channel and ISCI. Okay, so here the storage type है जो it is compared as compared to other storage devices. It is supposed to be more efficient, less cost, and faster. Okay, so it use that things. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope all of you have understood this. Yes or no? Just wait. Huh?